Okay, it's 12:42 afternoon on December 2nd, and it's the last day of the holiday. I slept from 5:15 a.m. to 12:20. Yeah, that's kind of fucked up. I wanted to go to bed at 4 a.m. Well, that failed disastrously. I don't know why. Editing the movie round of video took like 2 hours, and then I didn't even have enough time to finish the piano teacher. So, yeah, Zam. But it's okay. Tonight I'm gonna try to go to bed at 4. I'll take melatonin pills if I have to. Um, yeah, yeah. I'll try to go to bed hella early tonight. But yeah, I'm waking up early as well because I want to travel. I want to go to Culver City, have a cup of coffee, and chill. Draw, write, and read. I'm going to bring 100 Years of Solitude, and yeah, it's going to be nice. It's going to be nice, nice, nice. Um, and yeah, I mean, otherwise, I would just be like staying at home all day. And, while normally on Tuesdays, I'd like to do that. Um, but I've done that so much already in the last few days. Um, so yeah. I also just have like other stuff to deal with, like internships and uh, like homework stuff like that. Editing. I need to finish the piano teacher. Jesus Christ. So I'm gonna do that, and that's pretty much it for today. And then I'm gonna try to hit the gym tonight. So yeah, it's gonna be nice. I'm happy I'm done with Septum. Really happy. And yeah, I just saw an Instagram post from Neon saying that there's an internship with like Park Chan-wook and Lee Pyung-hoon, which is so insane. But I'm gonna try to apply, even though they're probably not gonna, they're probably not gonna care. But yeah, it's so crazy. It's so silly. It's so crazy. Um, yeah, I'm gonna try. Um, but yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Um, yeah. Uh, fuck. I keep trying to go to bed early and I keep not going to bed early. It's a real problem. Yeah. I didn't go to bed at 5:15. I did go to bed at 5:15, but I didn't like sleep at 5:30 because I looked at my phone for a little bit. Yeah. Nice. Okie dokie. Right now it's 1:56 a.m. in the morning. And yeah, it's late. I'm gonna try to go to bed a little earlier. So today is the last day of the holiday. Holy ball sacks! This was a long break. This felt so long. This is 10 days long for a lot of people. This was 5 days long, right? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 5 days, which is pretty good. But for me, it's 10 days long. It's twice as long, and it was so fucking long. It's crazy. I. Oh shit, I've just remembered something. Hold on. Okay, whoa, my hair, Jesus. Yes, I just booked a room for a library on Thursday. Okay, anyways, today was interesting. Not in terms of like interacting with people, not a lot really happened. It's really insignificant. I woke up and I felt good. I don't know what happened to me, even though I didn't have a full night's sleep. But I felt good. I felt happy. I think it's just like the fact that Septem is over. It was like one thing lifted from my chest. Like I felt less stressed out about things. So I was feeling good. I was actually feeling good. So interesting because the first day of the break, I was like lonely, but now I'm feeling a lot better, and I felt more free. I woke up. I finished the piano teacher, and originally I planned to do a bunch more stuff like homework and editing this, editing that, vlogs before I head out. But then I realized it's a little too late. So if I want to get to Culver City before sunset, I would have to head out around like 3:45, and so yeah, I missed a bus, so I ended up heading out at around 4 p.m. I caught a bus and arrived at Jefferson USC Metro Station, and then I luckily immediately was able to catch a metro to Culver City. By the time I arrive at Culver City, it's 5 p.m. already. The sun is already setting. And then by the time I arrive at the Culver steps, it was already like near the end of the sunset. So the sky's purpley and dark. And then I went into a cafe. But it was nice. I listened to music on my way there, and I just worked hard. I worked on my script for the Empire, and I was just able to like relax, and I look at the views. I listened to Sufjan Stevens, and I looked at the sunset through the train window, and suddenly I felt really alive. Or like not really alive, slightly alive. I don't know why, because I've done this many times. I've taken the train many times, I've gone out by myself many times, I've adventured many times. But I think it's just the fact that the last few days I've been kind of trapped in my own bedroom, and also I feel like it's been a long time since I've had one of these solo adventures. This was like, I feel kind of free. Like I just decided to go to Culver City for some fucking reason, all by myself, and I'm feeling okay. I love traveling solo, and it was a good vibe. So I was feeling myself. I was quite enjoying that ride. I arrived at Culver Steps. I went to a cafe called Phil's Coffee, and I got a mocha and a crookie, which is a croissant with cookie dough slathered on it, and that's my lunch, which is bad. I originally planned to have lunch before I leave, but then I realized I have nothing to eat. Or I do have food, but none of them go together. Like I have noodles, but I kind of want to lay off the noodles for a little bit because I've had it a little too much in the last few days. Also, I like in terms of what to put in the noodles, I only have 2 meatballs left, which is not a lot. I don't have the ingredients to build a good sandwich. I have bread, I have salami, but I don't have cheese. I have avocado spread, but I don't know what to put on top of the avocado. Salami would be a terrible choice, and then the other option is eggs and sausage, but I had that yesterday, so why am I eating more eggs and sausage? I know it's like, ooh, it's such a luxury, the fact that I have a choice, but I deserve it, you know? Worked hard to buy food and make food, so I deserve to have the choice of maybe I don't want to eat lunch from my fridge today. And I don't want to eat too heavy outside because I don't want to spend too much money, so I ended up just buying a coffee and a croissant slash cookie, and then just calling it lunch. And I was really fucking hungry because all I had this morning was cereal, and I had the coffee. It tastes good. I had the cookie. It also tastes good. And then I just sat down out there in the cold, and I just started working on my script. I read 12 pages of 100 Years of Solitude, and I also drew just a tiny bit on my sketchbook. And I think I sat there for maybe like an hour or an hour and a half, but the whole journey took like 3 hours. Yeah, which is not a lot. I just went outside for 3 hours. Went to Culver City and back. So yeah, I think I just sat down for like an hour or so. But it was nice. It just felt nice to be there. It was a little weird because I'm outside alone reading a book. It's like the pretentious male thing, but it's also like okay because I don't give a fuck anymore. And also, I see some other people are all alone as well, which is nice because loneliness consumes all. Um, but yeah, so it was a mistake drinking coffee on a very empty stomach. Usually, I drink coffee, it doesn't really affect me that much. It's just a nice drink, maybe wakes me up a little bit. But today, I don't know what's happening, but caffeine really affected me today. Like I felt like I was like shaking. I could feel my heart racing, and on my way back on the metro, I felt kind of anxious. I was just like my heart's racing, and I just don't feel very comfortable. And not anxious, but it's just like I feel a little out of breath, and I feel like I need to go somewhere. I feel like it wasn't like I'm energized, it just feels like I need to go somewhere or like lay down or something. And I walked for a little bit and then I took a lift home. Um and at that point I was also a little nervous because I suddenly realized that it's already by the time I returned home it was 7:15, and I realized that if I want to do homework, apply to internships, edit all these things, go to the gym, blah 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 blah, it's gonna take a long time. And I don't know if I have enough time to do that. So the first half of today I was quite happy, but the second half was a little nerve wracking. The coffee's really hitting me, and I also had a stomach ache, so I went to the bathroom. And then after I left the bathroom, I took a shower, I went out, and I don't want to do anything. I don't want to go to the gym. I'm tired, and I'm also really hungry. Croissant and coffee, they do not fill me up. And then at 9 p.m., I'm like, I have to go to the gym. But I can't go to the gym on an empty stomach. I ate some salami, and I ate some kimchi, and I ate some potato chips, and then I went to the gym. And oh my god, that was terrible. Terrible gym session. I only went for an hour from 9:30 to 10:30. And did lateral raises. I did the pull down thing. I also did the low row, and then I ran at the end. And I tried not to do too much because I'm tired. I feel tired. I feel a little lightheaded, and I'm hungry. And yeah, but I still tried to like push myself, but I just really couldn't do it. It's crazy. I still have a belly. I still have a big fat belly. I think my belly size reduced a little bit since summer, but it's still an issue. Clearly, I haven't focused hard enough on losing that fat. And again, it's crazy because you look at me and it's like I'm skinny, but then my belly is fat. Because like if I gain fat, it's not like beautiful fat. It's gross belly fat. So I need to lose weight and gain muscle at the same time. So I don't know. And the fact that the semester is nearly over, and once it's over I can't access the gym, makes me want to go to the gym more to make up for all the lost time. But yeah. So at 10:30 I return home, took a shower again, and then make dinner. And while I was making dinner, I was so tired. I was feeling lightheaded. I thought I was sick. And also, I went to the bathroom again. I don't know why. Maybe it's like food poisoning or gastric flu. Not food poisoning. Not that bad. Maybe it's gastric flu. Maybe I ate something wrong. But I went to the bathroom again, and I felt like sick. And I'm also coughing. And I felt lightheaded. I felt cold, a little disoriented, and I genuinely thought maybe I'm sick and maybe I shouldn't. And I thought maybe I'm sick. Maybe I shouldn't go to school tomorrow. But I can't because it's the last week of school. I have to be there. So yeah, I made myself food. I quickly fried up some beef bulgogi and I shoved it into my mouth, and goddamn, it was good, and it gave me a little energy. so that I could cook. And then I boiled up some sweet potatoes. Got some fried chicken from Ralph's, just a little bit, and then a salad kit. And then as I'm cooking, Mary, the roommate, came in and started talking to me, but clearly I don't have the energy to talk that much. So I was just giving small responses. And then I ate the food, and now I feel much better. Holy shit. I could actually feel the food being converted into energy and then feeding into my body, feeding into my nerves, feeding into my shit, I forgot. ATP's in my muscles. Right. But also I just feel better. I feel more clear-headed now. Even though I still feel a little cold and coughing. But I feel better now, and it's so crazy that I've starved myself to the point where I could feel the food, every bit of food giving me every bit of ATP. I could feel the ATP inside me, which is bad. Like when I'm in Hong Kong and I eat a lot, it's like I wake up, there's food, but in here it's like I fight for food here, So yeah, that's pretty much it. I also spent like half an hour editing a meme for the Asian horror class tomorrow. It's pretty funny, and it's a nice little gesture for the last class tomorrow. But yeah, I'm gonna try to watch a movie later. I'm gonna skip around and tomorrow, last week of class. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah. And I'm seeing Audrey tomorrow. It's a shame that I didn't speak to Audrey at all, like, during the break. Other than, I believe, on Saturday. Or no, not Saturday. Other than on Wednesday. Yeah. Like, a week ago. Yeah, because that is the official beginning of the break. But it's okay. Oh, one more thing. Two more things actually. One is this movie critic guy on Instagram made an Instagram or like a TikTok reaction video about USC students getting to use the IMAX 70mm film camera, and him saying, yeah, USC students, they get to use the IMAX camera to make their thesis films, but just because the equipment's good doesn't mean they're actually talented. And then USC students flood into the video comments to like defend USC, and then there's the opposition, and one of the defenders is Nobi, and then Andrew Wu also made a reaction video. I thought it was just hilarious. And then another thing is, Michelle told me last night that she reached out to Leslie because Leslie is crewing on a USC MFA thesis, which I couldn't care less. But Michelle's desperate for stuff. So she's like, can I be second AD or something? And then Leslie's like, sure. So Michelle's going. So that's pretty cool. Good for them. I don't really care. Like, I have my own shit to do. So, yeah. Yay. The fact that since Leslie's incident, I have fallen in love and then out of love with another girl and had done all these other things in USC, have my own little story arcs in USC, went to Cannes Film Festival. It's been so long that Leslie's now medieval history, and then my secondary school life is ancient history, and everything before that is literally mythological. And it's so, at times I'm like, I can't be 23 years old because I feel like not much has happened in my life. But then I look back and I realize, yes, you do feel the years. It is true that a lot has happened. So yeah, but yeah, this break was fine. I think I I tried to be productive. And had this break not happened, I wouldn't have achieved so much. Even though it feels like I couldn't finish anything. Because I have so much to do. But yeah. Okay. Time now is 8:49 a.m. on December 3rd. I slept from 4:50 to 8:50 ish, maybe. But I didn't immediately fall asleep. So that's less than 4 hours. Also, that was fucking terrible. That sleep was terrible. I don't know if it's because I'm nervous to go back to school, or if it's because it's fucking cold, or maybe it's caffeine from yesterday, but I did not have a great sleep. At 7 a.m., I was wide awake. And I heard Mary, the roommate, running downstairs, and yeah, I didn't really sleep. I feel like I didn't sleep at all. Uh, Fuck. Yeah, the sleep deprivation resumes, I guess. Um, yeah, this fucking sucks. But yeah, at least we'll be seeing Audrey today, so that's cool. And it's the last David Lynch class, the last Asian horror class. It's the last day for a lot of stuff, and yeah, yeah. Okay, time now is 2:37 a.m. in the morning. I am truly exhausted. I'm truly tired. What a terrible fucking sleep. Again, maybe it's stress, maybe I was just nervous. Go back to school, which is such a funny thing to say as a 23-year-old. Um, but yeah, I just had such a shit sleep, but I think it's the cold. I think it's just really fucking cold. I woke up and I didn't go back to sleep. I usually go back to bed for like 10 more minutes. But I didn't this morning. I was just like, fuck it, I'll go. So I changed into very thick clothes and I went out and, yeah, arrived on campus and I had a little extra time on the third floor of SCA to chill. And then I went to class and it was the last Asian horror class of the semester, which is pretty sad. And I sat down, and I was worried for a second that Audrey wouldn't show up, but she did. She showed up in a t-shirt. She sat right next to me, and then we had the class. And thankfully, the Vietnamese professor, she saw my email at 1 a.m. Or like this morning, she saw my email that I sent her the meme. So she showed my meme to the entire class, and it's just um, bombastic run of laughter. And I'm a little sad that not enough people showed up to class today to see my epic dank meme. But yeah, I the class itself is okay. Turns out there's a quiz today. There's like pop quiz. Yes, shock quiz, pop quiz. And I wasn't really that worried because they're all really easy, and they are really easy. I got full marks, 5 out of 5. And then we watched the movie The Long Walk, which was mid. I did not enjoy it. I was watching it and I was like, you know what? I should just sleep because I was really tired, and this movie seems like the kind of movie you would fall asleep to. So I just laid back and then I just fell asleep. I was looking at Audrey, and Audrey is like going in and out. Like Audrey was just like going in and out, and I could totally see that. But we both kind of locked in at the end. But yeah, we both fell asleep. But yeah, during break we talked. I asked her about Coachella, and it turns out it's not that she has family in Coachella, it's that she has friends who has family in Coachella. But really, Coachella, California is a boring place. Nothing happens there. But we talked and talked, and it was fine. It was okay. Um, Class ends, and honestly, I'm a little bit upset with myself because I wanted to stay behind and speak more to the Vietnamese professor because this is probably going to be the last class with her. Um, but I didn't. Instead, I followed Audrey out of the classroom and talked with her a little bit more. So, Audrey, a couple weeks ago, I was like, hey, Audrey, we can watch one battle after another together. And she's like, oh, we can't because on December 11th, the video essay is due. So I can't go on the 11th. And 12th, 13th is all bad idea. Turns out the video essay for the Asian horror class is due on the 12th. So I'm going to tell her that. I told her that today, but I'm going to tell her that again tomorrow because I do want to watch it with someone. So there's that. Okay. So I immediately went back home. I was starving. And then I made myself noodles. I can't believe I'm running out of food again. I have to go to Ralph's tomorrow. I kind of really actually have to. Anyways, I yeah, anyways, coughing's still pretty bad. Try my best not to cough during the classes today. Yeah. Anyways, I went back to school for lunch class. A lot of people showed up, more than I expected. It's still not a lot, but more than expected. Like more than Twin Peaks parts 1 and 8, like last week. So that was nice, and then I sat through lecture and then saw Twin Peaks Part 17 and 18, no breaks at all, and it was really freaking good. But I did fall asleep for Part 18, which is fine. I'm just really sleepy. But the ending was profoundly dark, and I was left speechless, and I couldn't do anything afterwards. I also talked with Ife a little bit, who was, for some reason, sitting right next to Cheyenne. But yeah, and so I was sitting behind Joshua Da Silva and Cheyenne, and the whole time I'm just looking at Cheyenne and her laptop, and what she's doing on her laptop, and her texting with Matt, and her looking at Instagram and looking up Jordan Peterson memes, and like looking at necklaces and plane rides to New York. That's so Cheyenne. Like, I don't know why when I think about like interesting woman characters, my first thought always gravitates towards like murder. But like Cheyenne's a very interesting person, but she doesn't give off murderer for me. Like if someone fucking dies in front of her, I think she would be pretty upset. But Cheyenne does give off that like crazy party girl and that adventurous, like I can do anything. I can do anything I want, kind of like craziness. And I think that works for her way better. Yeah, that's that. Not much else. I left class, spoke with the professor for a little bit, said goodbye, said thank you for the class. And then I left with Tiger, and then Tiger drove me home. And then so I'm back, I made dinner. Bulgogi beef, rice, eggplant, kimchi, some bean sprouts, and then I yeah, that's that. I genuinely I'm so tired. I think I just spent like the last hour not doing anything on my laptop, which is bad because I want to go to bed early. And tomorrow is actually quite complicated because I need to see multiple people, and I also booked a room in the library to have therapy. Probably the last therapy session of the semester because it's the last week of the semester. Um, But yeah, surprisingly, aside from the first 2 weeks, I've been pretty emotionally stable throughout the semester. Probably even more so than the last few semesters. It's just the first 2 weeks that really fucked me up. Um, yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Um, yeah, and then tomorrow after the MPSA class, I have to watch Magellan. And I'll be seeing Audrey there, probably, perhaps, perchance, and then I'll get food. I'll eat outside, which is cool, and then I will. Um, it's definitely cold in this thing. And then I will yeah, head to my PD class, and there's a presentation I need to do. What the fuck? I also need to work hard to get an A because my overall GPA now is 3.77. Um, and most of it is because of the B I got um, for my 290 last semester, which kind of fucked things up. Otherwise, it would have been all A's. But yeah, if I want to get magna cum laude, I need to be 3.85 or above. So yeah, chances are I may not get it, but I'll try. Yeah, I'll try. This semester, next semester, hopefully it's all straight A's. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Oh yeah, the internship I was gonna apply today, right? I don't know what the fuck happened. At 11:20 p.m. when I was cooking dinner, I suddenly realized I have internship application due at midnight. 40 minutes later, so I ran up here, grabbed my laptop, went downstairs, and I tried to apply it real quick. 1 sec. Turns out the portal on Handshake is gone again. Another internship mysteriously fucking disappeared. So I went to the website of that internship, which is Proximity Media, the Ryan Coogler's company. And as it turns out, it's over. So I don't know why. The deadline isn't midnight. It's like maybe 7 p.m. or 10 p.m. or something like that. Anyways, I missed it. So, fuck me, I guess. Fuck me. Okay, time now is 10:20 a.m. in the morning. This is really special because I'm not on my bed right now, because the moment I fucking woke up today, I immediately went back to sleep for 10 more minutes, and then I immediately brushed my teeth, opened my laptop, and got onto a Zoom, which doesn't fucking exist! I could be sleeping right now, and it would be nice, but no. So, great start to a great ball sacks day. So, yeah, I slept from 5 a.m. to 10, to 9:40. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck's wrong with me last night. I think by the time I finished dinner, it was like 1:30 a.m. already, so I should have just gone to sleep. But I did nothing for an hour. So at 2:30 a.m. I was like, okay, I got to start doing shit. And then so I had a list of things to do, like editing my short film, editing the Can vlog. So I started with the Can vlog. Except the software, the Adobe Premiere Pro for the Can vlog, is fucking insane. It's just insane because I tried to load it, and I loaded it for like half an hour, like 40 minutes, and it's just frozen. Like, I just cannot fucking move. So I'm like, fine. So I ended up just like editing a little bit of my short film, Septum, because it's due like on Saturday, and I need to send some clips to someone as reference for the music. That's it. But honestly, brother, I have a fucking final exam of multiple choice questions today. for my MPSA class and also a project for my PD class, and I haven't done jack shit for neither of them. I've done a little bit for the MPSA class, the project, but that's it. So yeah, I have too much fucking on my plate, man. I have too fucking much on my plate. It's so crazy because like during Thanksgiving I'm already doing a lot, but right after Thanksgiving things are just exploding in front of my fucking face. And I don't know what the fuck to do. Like, I just don't know. So anyways, I have the internship Zoom meeting. I was supposed to meet this woman in October, but it didn't happen because I thought it's over Zoom. Turns out it's in person. So I scheduled a meeting for yesterday, except it didn't happen because she's like, oh, there's a scheduling conflict. Let's reschedule to earlier today or Thursday. But by the time I read her email, it's already not earlier today. So it's Thursday. So I was like, how about 11:30 a.m. in the morning, which would be perfect. I could just go to school a little early. I could have the meeting at SCA, and then I could rush over to Levy to have my therapy Zoom meeting. Well, things have changed. Because she suddenly sent me an email saying that she's either free from 9 a.m. to 10:30 or at noon. So there's no way in ball sacks universe am I waking up 7:30 a.m. just to head to school at 9 a.m. to meet her and talk for half an hour, and then 9:30 I have nothing to do but to float around, even though I actually do have ball sacks, jit, sit, shit, piss to do. So, okay, 10 a.m. to 10:30. It is set, 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 10 to 10:30 a.m. over Zoom. Beautiful. So, I woke up, I hopped on the Zoom, and guess what? It doesn't fucking exist because once again, it has to be in person. It's not like she can open Zoom in the office or something like that. That's illegal. You can't do that fucking shit. Okay, I'm gonna hop on Zoom like right now again. And I'm gonna say, fuck. Okay, great. So I guess I'm gonna have to meet her noon in person. Excepto that I also have therapy at noon. So I'm gonna try to just meet her for 15 minutes in person and then immediately get onto the Zoom with my therapist. So I'm gonna meet her, but only for 15 minutes. So I'm gonna try to do that later. Yeah. But I can't go back to sleep anyways because I'm already in my room clothes and I got shit to do anyways. So yeah, I'm so fucking sleep deprived. I'm so tired. Education. Oakley dokley, time now is 4:04 a.m. in the morning, hella late. unfortunately. So today was an insanely long day, so much so that I'm doubting my sanity a little bit. But today is the second last school day of the semester, which is fucking insane. Cause I feel like this semester just went by like nothing had happened. But at the same time, I feel like a lot happened. So I don't really know. I feel like November is like really short. September and October, a lot happened, but November just like flew by. Um, yeah, today I guess I woke up feeling quite frustrated, and as expected, I wasn't able to finish my production design final project within 40 minutes. Also, I was frustrated. It was early in the morning. I wasn't clear headed. So, my best choice was to bring my laptop chargers with me. Why? Because I'm going to work on that project on my laptop outside at school. I mean, that was the original plan. I knew I wouldn't be able to finish it in 40 minutes, but right after I woke up, I thought I could probably at least finish the 3D model, the SketchUp 3D model, because that requires a lot of battery and that requires a mouse to do it. Um, but I thought, you know what, fuck it. I'll also do the 3D model outside at school. So at 11:30 a.m., I get into my outside clothes and I walk to school. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with bus 38, but it stopped working. Like, all the buses are just gone. Like, this entire bus line is just erased from existence or something. Because last night, with the David Lynch class, like, before the David Lynch class, I already could not take the bus there. And then this morning, bus 38 just ceased to exist. Like, every single line. When I look at the transit app, they're all gone. So I walked to school, I arrived at SCA, and at 11:55, I was fucking camping outside of the office for the internships and jobs section of SCA. To be fair, it's not that fucking serious. Like, I don't really have to do this. But you know what? I am burning with rage. I'm gonna do this. So I was camping outside of her office, and she opened the door, and it's this pretty short. She looks nice. She looks kind. This black woman. I thought she's like mean as hell. She walks out. I look at her and I'm like, "Are you Kelly?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Oh yeah. Well, I actually asked to do a meeting with you. Blah 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 blah." And at that moment, it was already like 12:01, which means my therapy Zoom is starting. Is supposed to start. And I have a 15-minute grace period for the therapy Zoom, or for therapy in general, where if I don't make it to my therapist appointment in 15 minutes, I have to pay $20. Which means at that point, I only have about 10 minutes to talk to this woman. So first of all, I told her, can we reschedule? And she's like, sure. Actually, I'm super free next week because everyone's studying next week for the final exams. So we're super free. So we set another date, but that's like 1.5 weeks later. So I just asked her a few basic questions about internships, and turns out I know nothing about internships. I've been applying to internships on Handshake. Turns out that is not even like a good way to find internships. A lot of internships, the best way to find them is through SCA community and emails and that huge document. And then the other thing is there are no such thing as real deadlines in internships. So I was really scared. But I should still be very scared of deadlines. But I shouldn't be that scared, because it's always like fluid. The other thing is, because I'm international, it is highly likely that whatever internship I get, it'll be unpaid. And if it's unpaid, I have to enroll in a fucking class. But I can only enroll in that class after I get that internship. So, okay, brain rot. So yeah, looking forward to the meeting, I guess. But that's for now. I need to hunt for internships on my own. Handshake is not helpful. I need to hunt them down on my own. Um, just through websites and Google and shit, I guess. But anyways, there's that. Um, I then immediately at 12:13 afternoon, I immediately did the check-in for the therapy, and then at 12:15 on the dot, the Zoom meeting opened, so I don't have to pay that 20. And then I zoomed on my phone and I told my therapist I'm heading over to the Levy Library in like a couple minutes. I'll be there, and she's like, sure. So, I went over to Levy Library and I opened my laptop, but for some reason webcam didn't work, so I used my phone and my laptop at the same time and did the therapy session. It was super short, it was half an hour, and I basically just described the events of the Friendsgiving dinner to her. So there's that. And then I told her there's a final exam at 1 p.m. and she's like, wow. Because I haven't studied at all, and it's crazy. It's the final exam of this class in the semester, and I did not study at all. And I'm literally like 10 minutes away from the final exam. So at 12:45, therapy session over, I walked over to Norris Theater, and I basically have about 5 minutes to study. I saw Fin Liu, I waved hi, and I sat down and I just started looking at my notes. But at that point I was quite confident because I know the exam would be easy. So the good thing is, when the class started, we did evaluations, like we have to go to this website and just evaluate if we like this class or not. I did that and I have some extra time to study. And then the final exam happens and it's super duper easy. Finished it in 20 minutes. And some couple questions I was like, but it was fine. So I left. I handed the final exam over to the professor. I smiled and said thank you for the class. And he's like, yeah. Or I don't know how he reacted. He just smiled. So I walked away, I left, and then that's it. So at that point it's 1:45-ish. I walked over to the Zemeckis Center, and at 2 p.m. they played Magellan. But because I arrived, I wasn't even late. I was like a couple minutes early, but somehow at that point the entire IMAX theater is filled already. And Audrey's even later than me. So Audrey had a class ending at 1:50. And then maybe she missed 2 minutes of the film. But yeah, I had to sit at the stairs, and Audrey sat beside me, and then some random guy came over, and then the random guy's legs is pretty long, so Audrey sat behind me instead. But anyways, I watched Magellan on the stairs. 2 hours and 40 minutes, and holy shit, it was great. I did not fall asleep at all. I'm surprised I did not, considering how tired I am. I was hooked the whole way through and I was mesmerized. Audrey liked it quite a bit, but as expected, it's not her thing. She thought the characters are boring, but she didn't mind the slowness of it. But yeah, I'm just really happy I'm able to just like watch more movies with her. And then we walked and talked, and then it was 4:40 p.m. And I have 1 hour and 20 minutes until I submit my presentation PowerPoint to my production design class. And that's worrisome. My original idea is I'm gonna leave Magellan before it ends so that I can have more time to like eat food. But no, I stayed throughout the whole thing, and I also talked with Audrey. We walked and talked. I asked her if I look Asian, which is pretty funny. But yeah, I think I haven't had that many conversations with Audrey, but so far I think I've had at least like 15. And I cannot sense a single bit of dirt on her. It's not like Jiren, where 3 conversations in, she starts revealing shit, like she slits her wrists, and she was suicidal, and she's a freak, and blah 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 blah. And she loves drinking alcohol. Audrey doesn't even drink coffee because she thinks it's like she doesn't want to be addicted to coffee, but coffee's like just, that's like nothing. You know? So, yeah, I don't know. But again, it's nice, I guess. And so, yeah, I really wanted to go to Olympia Burger because I actually haven't gone there the whole semester, but I didn't. What ended up happening is I went to Panda Express at the Tutor Center, $19. I bought that food, went over to SA third floor, sat down, ran into the screenwriting professor. I was like, "Oh, hi." And she's like, "How are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm good." And I was eating and I'm working on the project. And the due date, the deadline is 6 p.m. I finished, well, I technically have the slides on the Google Drive already, but I didn't finish it until um, like 6:30 or 6:40. And then I took a piss, and then I had 10 minutes to rush over to the Zemeckis Center from SCA. I was 5 minutes late. It's okay, I didn't miss anything. I arrived, there's a speaker, this guy, cool guy, Christian came, he spoke, and I fell asleep. I was so tired. So I thought we were all going to do presentations. Turns out we don't have to. What ended up happening was there was a guest speaker, we had a break, and then the professor just speaks to us for a little bit. We asked some questions, and then that's it. That's it for the class. That's it for the whole course. And so I went up to him, I said thank you, and I said some stuff to all these other people. I asked Evan and Sydney if they're going to dress up for 480 screening. Evan's like, yes. And Sydney's like, I don't even know if I'm coming, because Sydney's just like really traumatized with 480. I don't think it was that bad. But, yeah. And then I left with Christian, and then Christian wants to get some tacos at the taco stand outside of USC Village, which I've never tried before. And I thought, you know what, fuck it. This might be my only chance. So I tried an Al Pastor taco. It was pretty good. Quite spicy. And I can tolerate spice in America. But that was quite spicy. We went to SCA Courtyard, sat down and ate and talked. And then suddenly this random woman showed up. And then she's super extroverted and bubbly and talked with Christian a lot. And Christian's personality completely changed. Christian's like this jokester suddenly. But yeah, we talked and talked. And then 11:40? No, 10:40. I took a lift to Ralph's, bought some food, and then came home at 11:15. And then took a shower, and then I just did nothing. I'm so tired, which is bad, because it's fucking 4 a.m. already. So yeah, I'm gonna go to bed. The plane ticket to Seattle is confirmed. So, yeah, winter will be chill. I don't know, I don't know, I don't know what I'm asking for. Winter's leaving me a little empty, because Audrey's not here, but I don't even like her, and a lot of people I know are gone. Giants, like, I don't even think she's a real person anymore. I haven't seen her in so long, and yeah. After Little Tokyo, she's just a thing of the past. Yeah. Okay, time now is 10:28 a.m. 10:29 a.m. on December 5th. Yeah, fuck me. I slept from 5, yes, 5, like 5:20 a.m. to 10:15, yeah, ish, or like 10:15 ish. Fuck me. Like, during the Thanksgiving break, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to bed earlier because I'm going back to school. Well, fuck all that, I guess. I don't know what happened. Every time during nighttime, time just moves faster. Maybe it's because I just get tired at night. But oh my god, I don't know. I couldn't even finish Caught Stealing. I was supposed to finish that movie last night. I couldn't at all. I watched maybe like 20 minutes of it, and then I'm like, I can't. And Mary's playing music again upstairs, which is really nice. I'm debating myself whether I should film my Spotify Wrapped video now, but I have zero energy to do that shit. I'm sorry, I have zero energy. Yeah, it's a huge relief knowing that the whole, 2 classes out of 5 is done. Yeah. Two, yeah, like 2 classes out of 5 is done, which is huge relief. Um, but, yeah, I'm still stressed out about something. I don't know why. I think it's just like internships and what's. I'm trying to think, what am I stressed out about? There's something. I don't know. I think it's just like life in general, I guess. Yeah. Oh, yeah, the Septum film. I do need to finish editing that. And I haven't even fucking started, so I don't know how am I gonna finish editing that in one day. But I'm gonna try. Um. Oh my god, why the fuck is Mary playing music all the time? I don't know. I'm so tired, man. I'm so tired. I'm so sleepy. I'm so tired. Uh, I don't know. I don't know. Uh, yeah. I have a Zoom meeting with the CAM's advisor later, so that's important. And then I have the art class, and then that's it. And then tonight I just need to go outside again to probably buy some food and then give some prop clothes back to Christian, and then that's it. Yeah. I want to just sleep. I I don't know when is the next day I'm able to just sleep all day. Yeah. Because yesterday the production designer for the LMU shoot texted me asking me if I'm down to do location scouting on Saturday, which is tomorrow. And I'm like, yeah, sure. But it's like, isn't the location just the Playa Vista campus of LMU? Like, we don't need to scout that, do we? So yeah. Mary's music is so fucking annoying. Jesus Christ. It's always so exciting. Like, I don't know why she's always in this happy, poppy, bubbly mood. He's always like, oh, ha 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 ha, whoa, what? And she's so, like, careless and, like, always electric. Like, why? Like, I don't know. This is so big. What the heck? Bro. Okay. Okay, it's 2:21 a.m. in the morning, and yeah, today is the last school day of the semester. I don't know how to feel, honestly. I feel like throughout the entire semester and also today, I've been so overwhelmed by everything that somehow it all blends together and become nothing. It's kind of like uh, if you take all the colors in a color wheel and smash them together, it just turns into black or just a smudge of gray. And I feel like that right now. Like, I'm just not given a lot of room to reflect, to breathe. I just don't know what the fuck happened, really. But this morning, I woke up and holy shit, I felt terrible. 4 hours and 40 minutes of sleep. I was dying, and I, um, I had a Zoom meeting, like a CAMS advisement Zoom meeting, with a CAMS advisor at 11:30 a.m. and then I have my art class at 12. The original idea was that I have breakfast and then I take a bus to school, and then at 11:30 I find a quiet spot. I open up my laptop and have the Zoom meeting. It's probably gonna last like 10 minutes, and then I'll head over to art class, easy peasy. But of course, that was not the case. I woke up and it took me like half an hour to wake up. I just love my warm, soft bed, and yeah, and then I'm just like, okay, and then I had Scotch apple pie, which was okay. I realized that I've never enjoyed breakfast before. It's usually an extremely rare case if I ever enjoy eating breakfast. Usually, when I eat breakfast, it's for sustenance reasons, and I just stuff food in my mouth, and it was just like cold and sad. And then I walked to school, and so I left my apartment at 11, like 20 something. And yeah, around that time, I decided that there's no way in fucking hell am I gonna make it to school and then hop on Zoom meeting. I'm gonna hop onto it on my phone now. So that's what I did. I had the Zoom meeting on my phone, and I was walking in the streets and talking to the CAMS advisor, whom I've never actually spoken to. Just talked about getting into Mary Sweeney's class, which is graduate level, which is something I've tried to do 6 fucking weeks ago, and also CTCS 464, and whether that fulfills my upper division degree. It does, that's cool, but it's going to be a while until I'm able to get into the Mary Sweeney class. But there's still seats open, so it'll be good. But yeah, I arrived to school and I was pretty much right on time to take the art class. And then I sat down, and yeah, people showed up, and the entire class today is just us working together. And me and the two other girls, their names are Cassie and Madeline. I forgot, but they, yeah, I just talked to them about what characters. But like the whole time, I was just busy doing everything else. I was just busy filling in Google Forms for Continue, because Keishei's film Continue, one of the producers reached out to all of the crew members and asked for photos and like a little bio because they're gonna make cute Instagram posts. And then I did Spotlight, like I had to screen cap some passages from Joshua De Silva's reviews to confirm which parts of the review I edited. I did a bunch of stuff, and yeah, and then the second half of that class, I was just falling asleep. And it's just really ironic. Every group is kind of really working on their work, and then for us, we spend a lot of time figuring out the story. So our final project for the art class is we have to make collab on an artwork that is based off of an already existing story. And by already existing story, it's like a folk tale, like folk story, like like Snow White, or Hansel and Gretel, or like, there's a lot of like horror shit, like Edgar Allan Poe and H.P. Lovecraft and stuff like that. Metamorphosis, Kafka. So we ended up doing. We didn't do Goldilocks. We did Jack and the Beanstalk, which is something I haven't heard about or haven't even thought of in like a decade, really. I almost forgot that such a thing exists. And also, I'm not American, so, despite the fact that I've heard of the story before through media, it's not like I'm reminded of it again and again and again. So honestly, I kind of forgot what happens in Jack and the Beanstalk. But yeah, we created this story, but this time it's a satire on LA. It's called Jaden and the Palm Tree, where Jaden, this 9-year-old, 10-year-old kid, needs to climb a palm tree. And on top of the palm tree is a bunch of TikTokers and an Erewhon. And he's trying to sell his Labubus. So yeah, I love a good satire, but this feels like one of those like no one really gives a shit kind of satire. And it was just, I just do not care for it at all. And also, we don't want to use watercolor. I don't want to use watercolor again. Madeline, who was sitting next to me, even less so. So we were like, why not just use color pencils? So she's going to buy some color pencils on Amazon and we're just going to work on it together. So for now, we literally have nothing to do. So the rest of the class, I just slept. And I went in and out of sleep like at least 10 times. And I would purposefully sleep. Like I was laying back, I closed my eyes and I was asleep. I wake up and I'm like, I feel bad. I need to work on the drawing. So I would sketch and then I would fall asleep. And then at some point I brought out snacks. Like I had half a pack of Doritos. And then I fell asleep again after eating that. I keep eating food and falling asleep. You think that food would fill me up, but at this point it doesn't. I just sleep. So so class ended. It is the last class for art, but technically it's not because next Friday is going to be the last class. It's supposed to be like final exams period, but it is treated like the last class. So yeah, it's whatevs. I left. I talked with Brian, the screenwriting guy, for a little bit, and then I just walked to the USC Village because I was thinking of going home and making lunch, but I don't know why, but I have no food. I can make myself a good lunch by reheating the kimbap and adding the kimchi, but I want to eat something dense and big and thick. I want fried chicken. So I went to the USC Village to get Bruxies. And also it's the last school day and I want a good ass meal. So I went to Bruxies to buy fried chicken and waffles. And only for $17 I got, pretty good deal. It's not a big meal, but I just wanted fried chicken. So on my way to the USC Village, like literally walking past in the village, I saw Colin and Leandra and like 4 other random people holding onto a boom pole firmly and talking and not moving. I don't really know what they're doing. I was like, hey. And then someone was like, join us. And I'm like, okay, have fun. Like, I was like, what are you doing? And they're like, we're holding. We're holding. And I'm like, okay, have fun. And then I just went to buy food. And I thought, you know what? Maybe I should go back there and chat with them. So I went back there and Colin's gone. But it's Leandra and 2 other dudes. And one of them is in Leandra's 294 trio. And since I have to wait half an hour for the next bus, I thought, might as well hang out with them. So we went to the little grass slope outside of Norris, right beside the Bing Theater. And we sat down and then we just had a nice chat. It's always a great way to kill time. So we sat down and talked, and that guy's name is Jake DeGoose. We talked, and it was nice, and talked about where we're from, talked about movies, and I had him guess where I'm from, and then I revealed Hong Kong. I was like, think of the first Chinese language movie you can think of. Say it. Because like 90% of the time, people say Wong Kar-wai. But he doesn't even know who Wong Kar-wai is. So that's hilarious. But he's like, oh, but I have big respect for cams. He's like, what's your major? And I'm like, cams. And earlier, the other guy was like, why are you saying camps like it's shameful. Still the curse. We talked, and at the tail end of our conversation, we exchanged Instagrams, and Jake was like, Jake the Goose, he was like, wait, were you from this community college? And I was like, yeah. And then so we talked a little bit about that, and we both hate Kuchiyo. Apparently, Kuchiyo was mad. So he didn't take film 33, he took 32, and Kuchiyo was mad that he didn't take enough BTS photos of him. He sent an email to him, and then so Jake the Goose sent some photos of Kuchiyo back to Kuchiyo, and then Kuchiyo was also frustrated with those photos. So I'm like, yeah, that's petty. And then Kuchiyo told Jake the Goose or someone else, oh, don't let USC corrupt you. So that's funny. So I love how Kuchiyo is so universally hated. But anyways, cool stuff. I also realized Leandra doesn't follow me on Instagram. I realized that most of people in Click to View actually don't even follow me on Instagram, so that's hilarious. But yeah, we I left, took a bus back home. No music, Spotify failed, and then went back home. I had to take a shower because I wore the underwear that I wore last night, and I peed outside, which means nah, I cannot wear the same underwear. If I do, I have to take a shower. So I took a shower. And goddamn, my skin is so dried up from the hot showers yesterday and today. It's cracking and it's hurting. So I'm applying a lot of moisturizing cream on me now. And then I was just chilling, and then Justin T was like, hey, are you coming to Jacob's screening? And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, oh, it's Jacob's documentary is being screened at 7 p.m. So at that point it was 6 p.m. and I'm like debating myself whether I want to go or not. But because today's the last school day, and for some reason I feel like I just want to connect with people. I just want to be with people, and I don't know, there's some kind of loneliness in me. So I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll come. And I took a free lift at like 7:15, and I arrived at 7:30. And thankfully, Jacob's film wasn't screened until after I arrived. I was right on time. And part of the reason why I went to the screening was also because I need to give the prop clothes back to Christian. So I just thought after the screening, I might as well give them back to Christian. So yeah, I went to the screening. I saw Maria Bautista, and I saw Avichai, and also Jacob. The other person who directed the documentary, along with Jacob, is Jay Liu, the girl I met in Reese's film set, Reese Zemeckis film set. So anyways, lots of connections. I watched the documentary. It's alright. It's like a fun, spooky little... It's pretty dumb, actually. But still entertaining. And then I saw the next documentary, and I started falling asleep. So again, I'm fucking narcoleptic nowadays. So I started falling asleep to that. It's about boxing, and holy shit, it was so boring. It looked good in the start, and it was so boring. So after that, Justin T is like, let's go, and I'm like, let's go. So I left, and then I took free lift to Christian's place, gave him the clothes, left, went back to my place, and yeah. So I still have a bunch of shit to do. I'm editing my short film. I'm like halfway through editing it, maybe, or actually only 1/3. Fuck. The music is done for. Like, I contacted the guy who, who said he wants to do the music for me, but literally the due date is tonight. So it's not happening probably. And then, yeah, but I trust that I'm probably able to whip up a simple timeline so that I can submit the short film for tomorrow night. Yeah, just, holy shit, semester is over. I'll probably do a better deep dive analysis of how the semester went after it's truly, truly over, like December 19th. I do, however, feel kind of cold. I feel like because the people, when I came in to USC, the people I'm with are Rachel and Ikuo. And yeah. And then semester after semester, people kind of come and go. And so it's kind of lonely that the people I'm with now are not the same as those as I came in with. Like the people that I hang out with now, like the APCA group, the Wu brothers. I guess Andrew Wu is like one of the OGs because I met him in the second semester, or like no, the first semester. Um, yeah. Um, but like literally, um, everyone else I is from like the later part. You know, Justin T and Jacob and Audrey. Okay, I met Audrey very early. Actually, I met Audrey back in March. Um, but I don't know. She still feels like a new character because I've never really talked that much to her. She's always been in the background. And then Jiren shows up, and then Jiren's gone. A year later, she's gone, and I just don't know, man. I feel kind of lonely. Um, yeah, people like Ethan Kwan and Keisha, Daniel Pan. These are all like late characters, late period characters, and then like a bunch of people I met in the MFA sets, like they're just kind of like gone, like Yao, and I mentioned Yao to the PE professor, and he's like, "Yeah, I know her." And I talked about Locke, which is the first set where I'm in the art department, and how excited I was, and I'm sure he's glad to hear that. Yeah, and like, just everything in between, like Franklin and Frank as well. Frank Duan, the art director, and Jing Chen, who was there, and then he stopped being there, and it's just like people are just drifting, you know? Just people are just leaving and drifting, and oh, man, it's I don't know, it's fleeting, really. Um, yeah, I guess Colin's one of the first. I met Colin back in April. Like at least the first time I saw him was April. So yeah, he's one of the earlier ones, I guess. But it's just like I don't know. A lot of these people though, still like Garrett was. I met him because of Can, and then the whole Click to View group. It's just like I don't know. It's just people come and go, and I just feel so like there's no strong. Like it's not the same as like secondary school anymore. And yeah, and then of course in secondary school I also fucked up because I didn't make any real close friends. Um, so yeah, I don't really know. The other day I was thinking about how one of my dreams is to like one of the things I wanted the most was to wake up and see text messages from someone I love. And it finally happened one day around November 2020 when I said happy birthday to Mary. I woke up, I got down my bunk bed, I turn on my phone, I see the notification, I see her name, and it only happened one morning. Never happened again. And it was so sweet. That's all I ever asked for. I mean, there are definitely moments where I wake up and Jiren has texted me. And I love those moments too, but it never beats the first time. The first time I turn on my phone and I see a WhatsApp message and it says Mary, it's like I'm in a dream, you know? And I wish I could capture that again. Um, but I've been so used up and I've been so exhausted of my love that I have nothing left to give in this world. So, yeah. I'm gonna wake up early tomorrow for a location scout. So, yeah.